This now, Minister in the Presidency for Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation, Maropene Ramokgopa, says the impact of colonialism and apartheid on the failures to achieve targets of the National Development Plan shouldn't be ignored. The National Development Plan is a set of goals aimed at poverty eradication, economic growth and job creation. Now, Ramokgopa was delivering a virtual address at the National Planning Summit in Midrand. eNCA's Moloko Moloto reports.
The National Planning Summit, which brought together experts from several countries, comes days after the National Planning Commission published its 10-year review of the National Development Plan. The review indicates South Africa is making insignificant progress towards achieving goals that include the eradication of poverty, reducing inequality and lowering unemployment rate down to 6% through the creation of 11 million jobs by 2030. During her virtual address, Minister Maropene Ramokgopa, who is also chairperson of the National Planning Commission, said South Africa's socio-economic and political challenges are unique.
Many of these challenges are rooted in our colonial past and era of subjugation under the apartheid regime. The cross-cutting impact of these challenges, both historical and present, cannot be ignored. Our country's democracy is built on the prescripts of the Constitution that underscores leaving no one behind. Instead, the 10-year review depicts a story where millions of our people are left behind due to inefficiencies in our service delivery, amongst others.
The Commission's Deputy Chairperson, Professor Tinyiko Maluleke, says for the NDP to succeed, it requires all stakeholders, including business and Parliament, to join hands with government.
And to the business sector, we call on them to be less risk-averse and innovative as they make their own contribution to good governance, manufacturing, climate change mitigation, and the overall national effort to implement the goals of the NDP. This is the time for business to stop pretending that the NDP is not about them, it's only about government, and that they are doing us a favor when they do something small in that area.
Joel Nechidense, a former commissioner, suggests the NDP's Vision 2030 deadline should be extended.
Shouldn't we be shifting the time frame to 2035? Rather than creating an impression to society that those things in the National Development Plan can be attained by 2030. And one is saying so not because we are saying government has failed. There were many interregnums. The period of state capture undermined our implementation of the objectives of the NDP. Then came COVID, which paralyzed government and society for a whole of 2 years. The floods and the revolts and so on.
Nechitenze ended his talk by warning those responsible for public policy to worry about people, he says, increasingly question the value of democracy, something he says could cause serious trouble. Moloko Moloto, Midrand.